The Experiential Field Project. The company I'm using is Panam Coffee and Tea. My name is Lawson Stankwitz. Now, a little backstory. Panam Coffee and Tea is a company that buys and sells premium product from Cafe Richard brand in France. They are the main wholesaler for them. So looking into the customer empathy map, just kind of these are some things to consider when conducting the interview and some things to think about the business. Some thinks and feels, wanting premium European coffee, just having that differentiation against somebody like Starbucks. Some worried about shipping delays from suppliers, wants consistent product quality, of course, and you want customer loyalty. You want people to continue to buy product. Some things you might see is wholesale competition within the U.S. There's a lot of people selling coffee. Increasing specialty coffee demand, customers interested in premium products, which is important because it is a premium brand. Price volatility in the coffee markets, that's also an important one. Now, some things you might hear is customer demand for higher quality coffee, recommendations from Cafe Richard networks, and then price comparison from other distributors. That's where like market research will come into play. Some things that might be implemented, saying and doing, needing quality shipping to ensure product quality, of course. Customers appreciate higher quality beans, and they do notice. Shipping reliability matters more than price. Orders wholesale shipment monthly. That's something you might see because if you do have a good, customer base, they will be buying consistent products. Doing frequent machine pulse checks to ensure that customers have working machines and the product you're selling is coming out good. Talking to suppliers frequently is important to maintain that relationship with them. Maintains good relationship with customers. That's also a very important one because you need to continue to grow the business, make money, and stay efficient. Now, some pains you might run into is customs delays as you are shipping product from overseas, from Paris, France, as I stated. Long overseas wait times, price fluctuations, new tariffs, as you know. A lot of new tariffs have been implemented on products being shipped overseas from foreign countries. Inventory shortages, this is a big one too. If you have a lot of product and you do experience delays, you could in fact experience inventory shortages. Now, some gains, it's a unique product line. Not a lot of people sell high-end premium coffee. It's hard to find. Reliable fulfillment. This is another important thing. The company does provide reliable fulfillment, and there's better profit margins on higher-end products because you can charge a premium for them. Now, going into some of the interview questions, the opening, obviously, just some simple stuff, introduction of myself and explaining the point of the project. Ask for permission to take notes and basically be observant. Gain the contact information of the person you're speaking with. It's very important to make connections. Now, demographic data. What is your role at Panam Coffee and Tea? I think that's a good starting opening question. How long have you worked for the company? How many people are employed at this company? And what are the main business functions performed on a regular basis? I think that one's a good one. It's a broad overview question, but I think it's important to get the ball rolling. Now, standard questions you might have is just how does the ordering process from France work? It is overseas, as we've stated. What operational areas does the business strive in? That's an important one. And are all of the products you sell sourced from France? Because there is a wide variety of products on their website. And you never know. They could have other suppliers that supply different products. Now, tell me about your operations and how a typical workday looks like. That's a pretty good question as well. Again, kind of gets the ball rolling. Now, going into the logistical questions, some logistical and inventory questions I think are important to ask is how do you go about demand forecasting, essentially replenishing product? How far in advance do you have to place orders? That's a big one, especially considering that it's overseas. There could be delays, customs, etc. What risks are there with international shipping? That's another important one too. Is it common to find shortage of product? And what happens when products arrive late? And how do you go about tracking inventory? I think these are all valid questions to essentially see how the logistical side works and what makes the company run as a whole. Now, on the customer service side and dealing with customers, who are your primary customers? I think is an important question because you have people that might be buying coffee at home or, big businesses that are buying bulk product. Is it common to find customer complaints? And if so, how do you combat this issue is always an important question to ensure customer efficiency. How are wholesale relationships maintained? That's also an important one. Now, moving over to the lean operations, when is the most common time to see delays occur within the business? And how do you combat that? How do employees communicate operational issues with you? How do your employees talk to you as the boss? How fast are you getting products out the door after they have been ordered? And is everything in your inventory organized together to make packaging easy? Essentially, making the most efficient time management, if you will, making everything run as smoothly as possible. These are just some of the questions I have. I'm going to be asking and conducting during the interview, and I'm going to obviously be using the customer empathy map to kind of help guide the interview as well. But this is the first part of the project. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.